Good day, my name is Galtima Mustapha, a teacher from Nigerian Korean Model School, presenting a topic on multimedia teaching method. And literacy. So, as you can see, based on this topic, we have three concepts. So let's see the meaning of each concept one after the other. First of all, let's see what multimedia is. When we say multimedia, it's a content that uses the combinations of different content forms such as text, image, audio, video, and interactive content. Whenever all of these are combined together, we call it as multimedia, or we can define multimedia in other way, that all the materials a teacher uses to impart knowledge to the student, we call it as multimedia. So let's see what teaching method is. Teaching method. This comprises the principles and methods used by a teacher in order to enable student learning. We have many examples like lecture method, demonstration method, discussion method, role play methods, and many other methods. So each of these methods is depend on the subject matter for a teacher to pick. So let's see what literacy is. When we say literacy, is the ability to read, write, listen, spell, and speak. But today, the developed world see literacy as the knowledge and competence one has in a specific area. So based on this explanation of these three concepts, if a teacher to pick a topic in a particular subject to teach in a classroom situation, he or she should put two things in consideration. One, the nature of the learners. Secondly, the subject to be taught. Why is he putting these two into consideration is that to make the teaching and learning effectively appropriate and efficient. So based on our explanations, how can a teacher approach all these things in a classroom situation to teach his students? Normally, teaching approach is classified into two. We have teacher-centered and student-centered. In teacher-centered method, the teacher has to do everything while the students is viewed as empty vessels. The primary role of the teacher is to pass knowledge to the student, and at the end, the students are going to assess to find out whether the aims of the teaching is being achieved or not. So if you see in this model, we have two things: to teach and to assess. Therefore, there are two different contents. But in student-centered approach, though in student-centered approach also, teachers are the authority figure, but both the teacher and the students play an equal active role in the learning process and the learning process, and the students are going to assess during the teacher instruction. Therefore, in student-centered method, both the teacher and the student are working hands in hands together. The primary role of the teacher is to coach and facilitate the student during student learning, and the student learning is being measured through both formal and informal forms of assessment. Therefore, it can be project, group project, or it can be student portfolio, or it can be class discussions. If you can see in these models, two things are being connected together, not like that of teacher-centered method. In teacher-centered method, we say that teaching is separate from assessment. At the end of the lesson, the teacher will assess the student to find out whether the aims is being achieved or not. But in this student-centered method, the learning process is being continuously assessed during teacher instruction. Therefore, the two things are being connected. So let's take an example as a basic technology teacher to see all what we have said in a classroom situation by using all the multimedia mentioned, choosing question and answer as a teaching method, and making the class student-centered. So let's take an example as a basic technology teacher to teach a topic, understanding technology, by using multimedia that are mentioned, choosing question and answer as a method of teaching, then making the class as a student-centered approach. So as a teacher, in the absence of TV and projector, you can use this picture to teach your class. So as we say, multimedia is anything that teacher use to impart knowledge to his students. We call it as a multimedia. Therefore, even these pictures we call it as a multimedia. So if I am to teach understanding technology, that is underdeveloped technology and developed technology, based on this picture, I can ask the student that what do you see on the first picture, and they can tell me that they see a grinding stone. Then I will ask them again, what did they see in the second picture, and they can tell me it is a blender. Therefore, I can ask them again that what are they going to use these two things is used for what? They can answer me is used to grind pepper, tomato, and other things. So as a teacher, as I say it, the main role for a teacher is to coach and facilitate the students. So I can explain to them that since they know it's used to grind pepper, tomato, I will explain for them that if you are using grinding stone with your power, you use grinding stone to grind a pepper, while by using blender with electricity, you can grind a plenty number of pepper or tomato within a short time. So this one can save time than this grinding stone. Therefore, as you can see, technology has improved our way of grinding things. So secondly, I can ask them the same thing. What did you see in the first picture? They can tell me that they see a town cry. And I will ask them for the second one too. They can tell me they will see television, mobile phone, TV, radio, newspaper, and so on and so forth. So if I ask them what are they used for, that one will tell me that it is used to pass an information. So as a teacher, I will explain more for them, so that if you are using town cry to pass an information to the public, it cannot reach people in a far place, only within your community. But nowadays, we can use, even with our cell phone, within a minute we can pass an information to the world. Therefore, technology has improved our means of communication. Based on this picture, we can see it. It is good for a teacher to show the students a picture or a video. In the absence of video, you can use pictures to explain more to your student, because what they see, it can retain in their brain than just listening a verbal discussion. Therefore, I advise my colleagues, teachers, to use multimedia in our modern system of education, because it can enhance teaching and learning appropriately and effectively. Thank you.